Rather than using the method widely used by virologists for claiming isolation and pathogenicity through inducing cytopathic effects, Phan Wu et al., the first inventors of the SARS-CoV-2 genome, sent the sample extracted from the patient's lung fluid straight to sequencing for 2 de novo assembly platforms to search for short genetic fragments, or reads. It is important to note that the samples sent for sequencing were not physically isolated viruses, but crude samples containing millions of unique genetic fragments from the patient himself, innumerable microbes, even from the air the patient had breathed on the way to the hospital. Over 56.5 million reads were produced from this genetic soup and pieced together to create 384,000 contigs on Megahit and 1.32 million contigs on Trinity. Perhaps with a predisposition to prove their unproven canard that there is the ongoing ability of viral spillover from animal to cause severe disease in humans, Phan Wu et al. Chose the longest, which they claimed had a nucleotide identity of 89.1% with the in silico bat coronavirus genome invented in 2018. Thus, a genome that was as close genetically as a human is to a house cat. Subsequently, it was decided that the genome needed a cut and paste, perhaps to make it look even closer to the 29,802 nucleotides of the bat model, and it was reduced to 29,875 nucleotides in the next version of GenBank. But the artists weren't finished with their creation, and a third and final model was drawn with a completely different terminal sequence featuring 23 consecutive adenine bases, which, hey presto, looked more like the bat model that featured 26 consecutive adenine bases on its tail. It is unclear how the virologists knew which genome to choose when all of the options were hypothetical computer constructs. It thus quickly becomes apparent that the anti-science of virology and the perversion of the word isolation is not only delusional, but also highly misleading and no basis for anything, let alone the health and well-being of whole populations.